Welcome back into the basement studios and in front of the curtain. We're back again for another round of local racing. How many racetracks do you think we're going to list off tonight? Because I think we've been up to about
I don't know. You said you had about 12 pages of stats.
I think I got about 45 finishes that I've got to update here. I got home from Shady Hill late Saturday night and just started scribbling things down I saw on social media. The big news is Peoria Speedway announcing their last race, the HellTour, which actually was this weekend, was their last weekly show. They are maintaining the HellTour show on Thursday the 11th, the night after Kankakee County Speedway's HellTour race. And then I believe the track is hitting the market Monday, Tuesday, sometime early the week after. So that's kind of the big news we saw. Spoon River, I saw, actually canceled their night. They Saturday night, they just had such a low car count. They told everyone to go home. I assume they refunded, or maybe they gave them rain checks. But it's when we sit here and say support your tracks, we mean it. I know we see it across Facebook from our other racing media outlets and friends. We're not really that close to Peoria or to Spoon River, but we certainly have racers that we photograph and talk to that head that way and race out at those tracks.
That's the thing is, racing itself it's not really 6 degrees of separation. It's more like 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's sad to see stuff like that happening. We see some tracks getting resurrected. Adrenaline, it seems like Adrenaline's getting closer each week to finally having some race cars on the track. So look forward to seeing how that continues to pan out. But, you turn around and 2 tracks are closing and 1 track's for sale, and 1 track is about tired of all this BS because they don't know how long they can stand it anymore. And so it's a tough web that we weave in the racing world, and we certainly don't get a whole lot of support and protections from government. Maybe in a few local spots you got the people that grew up at the track and are continuing to support, but I think overall I think it's a struggle. We've seen a couple of those protect our speedway bills die and on the governor's desk for various reasons. We talked about a little bit with Tim in Wisconsin because he was paying attention to that.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure how Michigan panned out, but it kind of feels like it died. I haven't seen or heard anything much about it. So, but that being said, the race weekend did continue. Mars had a 2-day show. They rained out at Paducah, but then turned around and raced Saturday at Red Hill, where.
Oh God, he lost his notes.
I wrote too much.
See, you organized.
There's on the back. Hang on, I'll find it. I don't know. I forget who won. Maybe
somebody did.
Yeah, somebody did. Oh, no, I don't think Falls was it. Oh, well, yeah. Anyway, I digress.
Anyway, maybe you should take notes the next morning, not after getting home.
Anyway, Mars ran out of Paducah and raced at Red Hill. I feel dumb for forgetting who won and not writing down. Anyway, Kankakee ran. Oh, it was Fager and Falloway. It was right above it.
There you go.
There it is. Jason Fager and Cole Falloway won the Mars races at Red Hill on Saturday. Kankakee race Friday night. We had Spatola win the late models. That's 3 in a row and 4 out of 5 over there. Great race. Braden Keller showed up in his super late model, and I bet he was almost a straightaway and a half behind Spatola with about 10 laps to go, and just about got him in turn 4 coming to the checkered. What a race that was.
Nice.
McKinney, so Knippenberg Jr. had the race pretty much sewn up, and then about 10 to go. So the total flip. So Keller's running the high side to get back up to Spatola, while McKinney's running down low and caught Knippenberg, and total opposite. Another kind of good race. Hammond won the stock cars again. Another great race between Drake Compton and the 21 and a half. Jacob Montgomery, maybe I think his name is in the pro mods. David Lordson won the sport compacts, and Ryan Petrukovic pulled off a pretty good win in the Crown Vics out there Friday night at Kankakee County Speedway.
Yeah, I saw Tebow actually got the track record.
Yeah, he did. I didn't even realize that they were qualifying, but they were taking. I mean, doing hot laps. I guess those times count. But because it's kind of the setup out there, I think, is hot lap qualifying. So
right.
In my head, it's hot laps for practicing, but they're also qualifying.
Right. So you didn't come to Plymouth and South Bend often enough when we used to do it like that.
No. And Shady Hill just hot laps and qualify. We're kind of asphalt way, right? We'll hot lap you, practice you, and then we'll qualify. So
right.
I know with like HellTour and Mars coming up, I mean that's kind of how they do it. Late models get to hot lap and then come back and qualify, and then modifieds are just straight up hot lap qualifying.
Right.
So I mean we'll getting excited here, a week away, but HellTour's coming up. Let's see what else. What happened at Grundy on Friday night?
Grundy, we had a super late model slobber knocker, and it wasn't even for one of the big money races. It was just a regular, well, not regular night, but a regular night for the super late models, 40 lap feature, and we got Larry Schuler up there contending for the win. Always love seeing that. Caleb Adrian, his first win. His first. God, he started like right at the tail end of last year. He got back into racing, and he's been out for 10 years doing the adulting thing, starting a family, doing going to his day job, and he gets in this car and he's just taken off, and he's racing with Larry Schuler, and then DJ Weltmeyer got in there at the end, and not gonna say anything overly political because there was it's racing, Rubbin's racing. But yeah, Caleb picking up the win, and I actually went up to DJ after the race and I said, "Man, watching the 30 and the 16, I couldn't remember what year it was."
Luckily, they look like spaceships now.
Well, yeah, but they look like spaceships that are painted like cars from 30 years ago. But yeah, that was awesome. We got Jacob Slesargic picked up the win in the pure stocks, literally about 100 feet before this finish line. So Mike Glenn, and there was a whole pack of pure stocks that were running for the lead. I want to say Mike Glenn led most of the laps, or at least he was in that front bit, and just Jacob on the last couple laps, anybody that says Grundy's a one groove racetrack has not seen the racing out there the last few weeks. Jacob around the outside gets him by probably about 2 feet, I think, at the line, depending on if you look at my picture or Aaron's picture.
Yeah.
Or, when the actual transponder crossed the reader.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was an amazing race. Both drivers pull around. Which one of? So that was cool. Brianna Riggins continuing her dominance in the sixer class. And once again, she was just kind of waiting. Two of the Emorys, I want to say it was Kaylee and Roger Emery racing, trading the lead back and forth, and Brianna just waiting, and then here she comes around the outside. Yep, and then Camden Grom's picking up the win in the Super Cup class. I think that's his first win out there. Don't quote me on that, but if it is, then definitely quote me on that.
We're quoting you.
Driving. I believe he's driving one of the Appleton cars. So, congratulations to all of them. That was some fun racing. We actually had a little bit of a Spoon River issue. We only had one driver signed up for spectator drag, so that got the kibosh. But yeah, great night of racing. I recall it was pretty good temperature the whole night too. So
yeah,
Aaron wasn't wearing his whole closet by the end of the night. And we actually had a little bit of a preview. Christy Preisler and Big Daddy John Stark, Trevor Stark, got out there driving some buses during intermission. and Big Daddy got up on the roof shooting shirts. I'm starting to think Grundy forgot how intermission works, because I texted Julie and she said, "Well, hey, when's intermission?" I said, "Well, John's out here shooting shirts now." So
Yeah, there's no going down for a hot dog when you're waiting for a shirt to land.
yeah. Yeah, so that was a good. It's always a good time at Grundy. If you're in the area, go to Grundy,
Or just get to a racetrack.
or get to if you're not in the area, go to a racetrack near you.
Yeah, just keep supporting the sport. Keep supporting the sport. Yeah.
Right.
I talk too fast and mumble.
It's all right. So yeah, then I had the rest of the weekend to work on stuff like at home.
Yeah.
But you got dirty again.
I did. I went to Shady Hill, but first we should talk about the Mid-Ams getting their season opener finally in.
Oh yeah, see, that's what I get when we're double booked.
Yeah. Mid-Ams did make it out to Plymouth, and I saw that Kevin Murphy, Grundy champion,
Yep.
pulling off the win out there, and they had 20-plus Mid-Ams. I bet they put on a hell of a show. I wouldn't know because I wasn't there, but
I think I read Connor Kozowski's his recap. I want to say they were 30-something.
Holy shit! I guess I read the wrong one. Or I counted Buju's photo, and it was like just practice.
Oh, there you go.
I was like, well, there's about 20 in there, but yeah, that's
awesome. Excellent turnout for the Mid-Am series.
Yeah. Do we know who else even raced? I know.
Yes. In fact, I do. Nick Pressler came home with a street stock win. Dakota Milborn in the Hornets. Jason Harmon in the 4-cylinders. Devin Danley won that night's Factory Ford feature. And Jeremy Babendrager brought home the makeup from the previous week's Factory Ford race that it got rained out.
Babendrager?
I think so. That's how Jay spelled it, so I'm going to go with it.
All right, cool. Awesome. I'm glad Plymouth got another night in.
Yeah.
I know that they've been having their struggles seemingly, mostly with weather, but
yeah, it's been kind of hit and miss. I think our tracks, the tracks that we're contractually obligated to be at, have gotten really lucky, weather-wise, because there's always, we're looking on Monday and Tuesday, and I don't know, and by the time the weekend gets here, it's like, what's a cloud?
I think we had one rain out, and that was Shady Hills. 2 rain outs: Kankakee opening night and Shady Hills opening night.
Right. Plymouth had a few.
We're not going to try
because
there.
Well, right, but we were supposed to be at the Mid-Am race for Plymouth because Grundy raced Saturday that weekend.
Yeah, right.
So that got bumped. Yeah, I think that's it. I think Grundy has gotten everything in. We've only been spit on a few times. Haven't really had to fight the weather.
Yeah. Well, there's still plenty of racing last weekend. We saw our buddy Paulie Schaefer pick up one hell of a win up at Dell for the Dick Trickle 99. And go find the highlights if you didn't see it. It was one hell of a race. Let's see. Tyler Erb won Friday night at Mansfield. Was supposed to be $12,000 to win. Somebody coughed up $88,000 to make $100,000.
Wow.
Win, followed by $100,000.
That's a hell of a cough. They should probably go get that checked out.
Yeah. And then Saturday night was Nick Hoffman winning at Mansfield for the originally $100,000 to win, but they did up it to $100,057 because it was 57 was some number out there for the race, but they put
whatever the other guy had left in his pocket.
Yeah. Fairbury saw Spatola going back-to-back Friday night and into Saturday night winning. Michael Long won the modifieds. Joe Brown won the stock cars. Cody Kovsky won the...
Is that how Jay spells it?
Yeah. And then Brody Brandon won the kids mods, which according to Travis Larson, thanks for listening, Travis, we appreciate it. Kids mods are just modifieds with 4-cylinders. So
got it.
Can only go a little fast, not super fast. Butler on Saturday had the high limit sprint series in there, and Aaron Retzel won that. The Northern All Stars came up to Brownstown. It saw Joseph Joyner, and if you know that name, it's the Hut the Front guy who is planning on doing the Dream and then heading over out west to do at least the first week of HellTour. So all the Hunt the Front fans that listen, go try to get the HellTour show if you're not at the Dream this weekend. And then Ryan Thomas, who the owner of Diamond race cars that cuts all those modifieds, puts all those modifieds together for Shady Hill. You know, he's winning his own in his own too, not just guys driving his cars up at the hill. What is that? Trent Adams won the Pure Stocks out there, and Josh Arthur, who won the Shady Hill 500, won the Hornets race down there, Brownstown. Montpelier had the Jake and Jensen Memorial, which saw Dalton Smith win that. That's the modifieds. It was like 2,800 or something to win that. Josh Gamblin won the 4 cylinders. Caleb Hinckley won the Super Stocks, and Brandon Maddox won the 410 non-wings sprints. And then, of course, Shady Hill saw Kyle Cooper claim another late model feature. It was a pretty good race. We tore some shit up.
Yeah, I heard.
Been on camera.
I heard slashed red that our intern Dan, he gets a gold star for the weekend.
Yeah, Dan, the car flipping man. We had one of the Midwest throwback sprints flip during practice. It wasn't hard hit; it just rolled, and he went up to check it out because all our safety crew was like busy in the pits or something. So he was the only one out there. He was the first one up there, and I guess the fuel was kind of leaking and dripping into the guy's helmet, and so without any hesitation, he started rolling the sprint car back over on his own. And luckily, there's plenty of banking at Shady Hill, so that helped and kind of got that car righted. But Kingma and the track safety crew were on it by then and able to help, and everything was okay. But we did see Mark Toney win the 4 cylinders. Trace Mailer won the Midwest Throwback Sprint Series. Nick Allen won the Modifieds. That was another hell of a race between him and Frank Marshall. And then we saw, of course, the Bombers put on one hell of a show, too. Trevor Bitterling wins, I think, his 3rd feature on the year. So, we're seeing a lot of repeats right now, but it's still a long season.
Mm-hmm.
Still a long season. But, there's a lot of racing going on, and I think
somebody reboot Brian.
Yeah. So I was thinking, I was mid-thought and mid-sentence and whatever. But anyway, yeah, so a lot of racing going on. And, we've talked about a lot of circle track racing, but I think it's time to dive deep into
the figure 8.
Into the non-traditional circle track racing. And we're going to bring in here in a few minutes Jeffrey Turner, driver out at the Grundy County Speedway in the pure stock class, has found himself a ride in the world famous, although I think maybe that's a trailer race that's world famous, but we'll say world famous figure 8 bus race that's coming up this Saturday night at Grundy County Motor Speedway in Morris, Illinois. I know Big Daddy's excited about it. I know Little Daddy Trevor's going to get behind the wheel too, and I know it's always a crowd pleaser. It's a big night for you guys out there at the Grundy County Speedway. You're gonna fill them standing room only. So it'll be fun, and we look forward to hearing what rookie Jeffrey Turner has to say about it.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and bring him in and talk a little pure stock racing and bus racing. All right. We're going to welcome in Jeffrey Turner, driver of the VRS Realty, Sontec Speed Supply, Damn It Race Videos, R1 Graphics, Audacious Inc., Me and My Mop, number 3 Pure Stock, part of a 3-man team out at the Grundy County Speedway. How you doing tonight, Jeffrey?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you? How about yourself?
Doing well. Doing well. Excited to talk to a bus driver. I guess soon to be.
It's soon to be. Yep, definitely soon to be.
So let's hear all about how you got into racing and how you've made it these past 3 years and where you look to kind of continue and grow and get better.
I started racing back in 2023. About January in 2023, I found a car on Marketplace for about $1,200, and I had it delivered to my mom's house when she was at work, so she couldn't tell me no. And she was not very happy about that when she got home, but now she's fully on board, paints all my cars and everything. So um, it's been the first couple of years were definitely a little rough. My first season, I blew three motors and two transmissions. In 2024, I got I got my first heat race win. So I mean, every year it's kind of just been going up from the start. Um, Last year I finished I think eighth in points. So it's been slowly getting better.
Yeah, slow progress is still progress. That's
Exactly.
exciting to hear you got a heat win a couple years ago and you finished top 10 in points. I know talking to some of the racers around, sometimes their goals are just to show up a few times and have fun, and usually by July they're in deep in points and they're showing up every week and they're hustling and they're their emotions are at an all-time high as they have to fix things or on the race car.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody starts running for points and then they become running for points.
Right. I mean, that's kind of how it's going right now. I'm sitting I think fourth in points right now, so I'm kind of like thinking about it, but
Yeah.
You
Well,
still got a few more weeks before you can really decide.
right, right. If these next couple weeks keep going, how the season started, it looks like I'll be running for points.
yeah.
This is the
Good.
That
this
means you're
is
doing well,
the
right?
yeah, this is the best I've ran in all three years that I've been doing it. So
Yeah. You've been looking fast all year.
fast and consistent, no breakouts. So
That's even more important.
yeah, especially coming off of seven of them last year.
Yeah.
So tell us more about your family team there with the three of you. I've got Jason and John, who's they're partnered up with you, and they also race in the pure stock division.
Yeah, so back last year, about halfway through the season, I had a Cobalt just sitting in the garage, and I was thinking about selling it because it was just sitting there. And my brother was like, "Well, if you're okay with it, can I race it a couple of times?" And I was like, "Yeah, if you get your safety stuff and you want to go to buy some tires for it, we'll get you out there and see if you like it." And he he fell in love with it. He's out there every week now with me. Um, and for John, we the same Cobalt that was sitting um was going to be sitting again because we started to build a new Cobalt for my brother. This one it's a manual. He wanted a manual car, so um that should be out there hopefully this weekend. Hopefully. Um but it was going to be sitting again, and John was out there for a couple of races last year, and he was gonna hang up the helmet after this year because the car owner um had something going on. I think he sold the car to his brother or something. I don't know. And John was gonna hang up the helmet, and I was like, "Well, I got another car if you wanna race it." And he's like, "Yeah, let me talk it over with the wife, see what she says." And she she took a little bit to convince, but he convinced her, and we haven't had the best luck with that car yet. But we're working on it.
Yeah. I know we had
We're
the Enduro car out there for a little bit.
yeah, we well, week one blew a head gasket in it. So, that's always fun. Um
Oh, yeah.
and then last Friday we had the piston kiss the head. So
Oof.
yeah. And then it shot out the bottom. of the oil pan, so there's a hole there. Just has not been our year with that car,
No.
but that's okay. We're making memories and we're having fun. So
There you go.
And that's the important part of racing. And so as you find yourself racing, competitively in the pure stock division, you also
mm,
have kind of found a way to get bigger, I suppose would be a good way to put it. But you've posted on Facebook that you're going to give it a go in the figure eight bus race this coming Saturday night at Grundy County Speedway. Tell us
yeah.
how that decision came about and how that opportunity kind of happened for you.
Well, I wanted to do it last year, but mom was not having it. She was no, no, you're not doing it. And I don't know what changed this year, but I was like, I would really want to do this bus race. And she's like, all right, you can do it. And I was like, okay, sweet. So I got in contact with John Big Daddy, and he was like, I can see if I can pull some strings because as you've seen, it was literally like middle of the week last week that I got
Yeah,
the bus. So he pulled some strings and added a bus spot for me so I can go out there and have some fun, put on the show, hopefully. But yeah,
Good.
mom was just like, yeah, we could do it.
She seemed to
Um,
come around on the racing stuff.
yeah, she did. I mean, as you know, she goes out there and she buys every picture of us. So
Hmm. Much
she
appreciated.
well, of course, I mean, I always share and spread the word about you guys because without you guys, the sponsors don't get seen as much.
I like the
But
way this guy thinks.
yeah,
but my mom's birthday is June 4th, 2 days before the bus race.
Okay.
So we have happy birthday, mom, on the side of the bus.
awesome.
Nice.
It just made sense because she's a big part of
Yeah.
why I'm able to go out there and race every weekend and have fun. So I want to make sure that she
Yeah,
knows that I appreciate it.
we definitely love our moms and
Hmm.
all the support they give us. I know our mom listens to this, and our mom critiques us on what needs to be fixed, such as mic levels and what we should talk about. And I get the rundown Saturdays as we drive out to Shady Hill together. So
Right.
a lot of the critique has come from her and how we get better and fix things. And I tell you what, without her, the photo booth would be
Well, unstaffed for one.
unstaffed
Right.
and definitely not as fluid and as what's the word I'm thinking of here. It'll come to me later, and I'll
I'm
shout it
sure
out.
it will.
But yeah, we definitely appreciate Mom, and I know Julie's done a good job over there at
Hmm.
Grundy, and without our moms, like we definitely want to be where we're at, and I'm sure a lot of racers could say the same for themselves.
Oh, 100%. It's a very family orientated sport, and
Hmm.
I'm really glad to have the support of my family behind me.
So did you start going out to Grundy as a fan, or did you just kind of jump all in and get behind the wheel and say this is this and we're gonna do it? I guess you ordered
So
it first.
I've been coming to Grundy since I was a little kid. My mom brought me out there for the first time when I was like 3 months old. So I've been coming out here for 23 years now.
Lifer.
Yeah, I mean, even when I'm not racing, I'm still out there.
Yeah.
Uh,
What's your favorite part about it, being involved in the sport now?
I love see I have a enclosed trailer and an open trailer. I love taking the car around on the open trailer. That way I can see the faces of like the kids when they see a race car or like when I drive it up and down the block to make sure everything's working right. I see them all like point and get happy about it, and it's just bringing the youth into our sport is a big thing. So I love to be able to do that.
Yeah. So we know we talk about it almost every episode, it seems, but Cheryl Wren always does her kids' nights, her back to school nights. I assume that you're an active participant in those.
Y-
Is that safe to say so?
Yeah, we try to at least give one bike one bike a year. I think in 23 we gave a couple. I think it was two or three. Um, but we love what Cheryl does. She does amazing work out there. She is, I mean, with me like working out there, I see just how much that she does, and it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah. So you mentioned working there. I assume you work at the track.
Yeah, the fairgrounds.
Does that mean you
I
get some small entitlements to maybe you get an extra tenth of a second before you break out?
I
I
think it
wish it
means it
worked
gets to
that
use my
way.
gator during the week.
That yes, I do get to use your gator during the week, but I'm also the one that has to clean it up. So I got
Well,
to make
that's
it look all
also
nice,
appreciated.
nice and pretty for you. No,
A
I
nice
mean, I get some nice. I wouldn't say perks, but it's you know, just little things that add up, if you know what I mean. Like
Well,
I
I mean, being on Mike and Rich's good side is always a good idea.
oh yeah, I mean, I don't know if you remember week one when my tie rod came undone, but they were there so fast. They were there, and like,
Yep,
but I think before I even stopped, if I'm being honest. So
I believe it.
they were the first ones there when I got hit head on too back in 2024.
Hmm.
That was a nasty wreck.
Yep.
So you've grown up at the Grundy County Speedway. You raced there. You worked there. Does that all kind of give you like a whole new like kind of appreciation for the sport and what everybody kind of goes through behind the scenes that our lovely keyboard warriors neglect or don't know about?
Oh, 100%. There is so much behind the scenes stuff that goes on. Like I know personally from Grundy, like we're Mike and Rich are out there almost all day every day, and it's a lot. It's a lot to do. They do a lot of track prep, like Friday morning. Rich is out there sweeping the track, getting it all nice and prepped and ready for us to go out in there and race on. And I mean, that's not even counting like all the other stuff, like making sure all the booths are nice and painted up. We did that last year. We painted up all the booths to make it look nice for the fans, and painting the lines on the track, and you know, it's a bunch of little stuff, as you can call it, but it's noticeable things.
All that little stuff adds up.
It it really does.
So as we get the little things done, ready for the fans on Fridays and Saturday nights, you know, as you've raced for a few years now in the Crown Vics. What most excites you for this Saturday, getting behind the wheel of the bus? What excites you the most? What makes you most nervous? What are you worried about? It's always fun to see a bus flip. We've done Crash Fest. I'm sure that might be high on your list.
I think I'm most excited for just getting out there, and I just think it's going to be so much fun, because I've been told by others that have done both the trailer race and the bus races that they prefer the bus races so much more, and it's just it looked like a blast last year. I mean, they were out there just full sending it the whole time, and
Hmm.
I just I can't wait. Like I am beyond excited. the most nervous thing is probably the first time going through the X, because I mean, being a circle track racer,
Mhm.
I don't go down through that X unless I got a mechanical issue or something. But that first time through the
Yeah,
X is probably going to be like, oh crap, like what did I get
yeah.
myself into?
Hopefully nobody's there to greet you either.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully not the first time. If it's towards
Well,
the end, then I guess.
sure. Yeah, get that crowd rowdy, man. If you got to be the one to flip it, we
Right,
encourage you. Obviously, the safety crew will be there immediately to help you out.
right.
And if you do flip it, we certainly also encourage climbing out on the side and raising your hands up like you just want to race or something.
Oh,
Drive them
100%.
fans wild.
If I'm not gonna win the show,
Let's hope you don't.
I might as well be. I might as well be the show.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
So we've talked to Ryan Lagsty enough times to know that is the mindset going into this mess.
Yeah.
Right.
It probably
like-
helped a little bit at Illiana. That quarter mile had a little bit more bank
Yeah.
into it.
I never got to experience that track, but I've heard so many great stories about it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of history there. I mean, I was only around for about 25 years of it, and there's a lot just in that 25. And I know,
Yeah.
Stan Kalzinski, one of our friends and mentors, that now apparently we're kind of one of his mentors. I guess at some point technology, advances further than you do. But
He's our mentor. I'm his tech support.
yeah,
Oh, okay, right.
he's kind of got all of that history written down, and,
Mhm.
on his website, I think it's chicagowhispers.com. You can certainly Google it and find it. But yeah, there's a lot of history in the Chicagoland region. As far as even the old racetracks that aren't there anymore, it seems like there's one on every other street in Hammond and
Just
Chicago.
about, yeah.
They race at Soldier Field. That it's funny because with the whole bear situation going on, and Soldier Field this and Soldier Field that, and somebody approached me about maybe it was Adam Tebow that said, they used to race cars at Soldier Field. I go, yeah, that's old news.
Right.
So yeah,
Yep.
there's a lot of history. Of course, Grundy Maison Speedball is certainly involved in all that. Raceway Park, all the tracks that we talk about and we've covered. It's awesome. And now you get to be a part of that. You grew up there, you're working there, you're racing there. Maybe one day your name will be etched up there in the Grundy County Speedway Hall of Fame.
I mean, that would be amazing. It really would be. It's just it growing up there. It would mean a whole different level of, like, just, oh my goodness, if you know what I mean. Like, it's
Yeah.
like I wouldn't
like
I wouldn't even know what to say.
Kind of like points racing. You never really planned for it, and now then all of a sudden you're in it.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I've never really planned on points racing, but I've ended up running full seasons the last 2 seasons. So
yeah. Well, sponsors love race cars to make it all season long, and if you can't make it, of course, they also like other plugs through car shows. I know S4 Motorsports
Right.
is big into that. They do about 4 times as many car shows as they do actual races. So,
oh yeah,
and
Well, it's easier to hand stuff out at car shows.
that's true. And you can see, see the sponsors a little
Can
bit.
see the sponsors on the car.
right.
But
Yeah,
man,
I love the sponsors that I have. Most of them have been here since the start. They've been
why don't you
very
take a minute and thank
supportive.
them all?
Well, I got a Odysseus Inc. who's been here from the start. They were my hood sponsor back in 2024. Because I didn't have one, and I was like, you guys have been here from the start. You guys want the hood? Same price as what it was, and they were like, sure. And now let's hang it up in their tattoo shop down in Ottawa. And
Nice.
me and my mop is owned by my aunt Carmen, and she's been here literally since day one. She painted my brackets car. She did it all by hand too, and I still think that we should have won the best theme car, but it happens. VRS Realty has taken over the track by storm, as you've seen out there. They are some of
Mhm.
the nicest people, very generous. And without them, I don't think I'd have 3 cars out there. They gave us a good amount to get us out there. Um, I got R1 Graphics, Pops. I love his work. He does great work for decals and sponsor stickers. That's where I get all my sponsor stickers and everything else. I got Area 51 Garage. He's based out of Braidwood, and I wouldn't have even won my first race without him. He uh he's been he's the mastermind behind the setups, if I'm being completely honest. He comes out to the track and he helps me every week basically. Um and of course I got Sante Speed Supplies. They I'm actually driving a car. My car is built by Marky. He built it for an Enduro, and then he sold it to I believe Kyle Brick, who sold it to Scott Kerner, and that's who I got it from. So
Okay.
it's been around the block a few times, but like supposed to bring my
I
car
mean,
to
that's a
him.
hell of a lineup for that car by itself.
Right, right. Um, I'm supposed to bring my car to Marky tomorrow so he can put a new bash bar on it because I've been using it a little too much this year. I've seen so many of your pictures with me just bumping somebody, so it's like, well, maybe I should take it a little easy. But
Hey, bumping is racing.
yes
I
it
got
is.
Oh,
nothing racing. They're gonna bump you. They're gonna nudge you. Yeah. Great. Now we're
Yep.
gonna have to.
yeah, Aaron's gonna yell at me for that.
Now we're gonna have to pay royalties to somebody.
But I couldn't do this without my family. Realistically, I got my nana, my Papa Jeff. They support us in and out. We go over to their house almost every Saturday for dinner because they live right down the road from us. So we go down there almost every Saturday and have dinner with them. And they always, so how's the cars? Do you need anything for the cars? And it's like I genuinely could not do this without the support of my family, my mom and my dad. My dad helped me find the leak that we had Friday. We got that fixed in less than 2 hours. Like without him, I would have been lost. So my brother, he put in so many hours and effort the last 2 years before he started racing on just getting me to the track because we ran into so many issues. But he was always right there to help, and I could not be more appreciative of him and my mom and dad, my nana, my papa Jeff, my papa Scott, like my Hama. She she just went to her first race last week, like first time out there in
All
years,
right.
just to watch us race. So my aunt
Good.
Annette,
Yeah.
like it's just it's just so many people behind the scenes that I would not be able to do this without.
Yeah. It sounds like you have quite the list of supporters, and that's what racers need right now.
Yep.
Mm,
Businesses are a little tight with their pocketbooks, and it's kind of hard to just waltz in and say, "Hey, I race a car. You want to sponsor me?" So find the support where you can and appreciate it. And it sounds like you do. And so, as we do with all of our guests, as long as I remember to ask, we have our one positive segment. So if you care and have one, we do. There's a lot of negativity on Facebook around racing from
mm,
various sources and various reasons.
right.
Easy to find. So we do our best to combat that by remaining positive and offering our one positives weekly. So we definitely repeat ourselves a few times, and there's a lot of drivers that it's the people. Just last
hmm
week we had Matthew Baker on, and it was the people, and
Mm,
I'm sure the handful of guests we've had on also would agree with people. But if there's one positive from racing that you care to share, we give you the floor to do so. Or I guess.
So
Rather.
I think my one positive is having a place to race because not everybody is lucky enough to have a track in their backyard. Because I'm literally 3 minutes away from the track. Um, I I don't know what I would do if I had to travel 2-3 hours to go race. Like at Plymouth or anything like that. It'd be a lot more wear and tear on our tow vehicle and everything else. So I'm just very thankful for the opportunity to race at Grundy.
Well, you will probably end up getting.
I can confirm the wear and tear.
I was going to say you guys do a lot of traveling back and forth between tracks, so can only imagine the wear and tear.
Yes, we do. But it's all for the love of the sport and keeping this thing going.
This is fun. We're having fun.
Yes, as sarcastic
we love
as
race
that sounded,
cars.
probably.
Exactly.
Yes, we really enjoy it. You said you're at the track at 3 months old. I was at the track 6 days old. I didn't have a choice.
Well, you were born at the beginning of the season.
I was. I was born April 23rd, and I think opening night was April 29th.
Well, I was born April 22nd, so.
Oh, look at that.
So right there.
That's awesome, man. Birthday buddies.
Birthday buddies.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you coming on, Jeffrey. We wish you all the best, not only in the Pure Stocks, but also behind the wheel of the bus. We hope you have a great time. You stay safe, and if you got to flip it to be the show, we encourage it. Mom probably doesn't, but we do.
Hey, I already told her if I'm not winning it, I might as well be the show, and she was like, "Yep, I agree." So
awesome. I'm glad mom's on board. Typically, they're not for
just make sure you're looking at one of the photographers, and we get it all.
Yeah.
I gotta have a thumbs up out the window or something.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for coming on, Jeffrey. We appreciate your time and wish you the best of luck this weekend.
Of course. Thank you for having me, guys.
And the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round,
round and round. You're a damn good photographer.
I'm an okay singer.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll stick to photography. Now is Jeffrey Turner coming in with the Pure Stock racing and looking forward to some new endeavors.
Yeah.
And it's I think the term is right, getting bigger.
Mm-hmm. Shit, don't get much bigger than that.
You're right. I've seen some semi-rig racing.
Yeah.
But they're not attached to trailers.
I'm gonna say that's just the front end.
Yeah. Or this is on his Facebook. It looks like a full 22-row passenger bus used for heaving kids.
Listen, just because us racing people belong on the short bus doesn't mean race them.
I thought I saw a short bus at one of those.
I'm sure there's been one at somewhere.
But no, that's exciting. And we talked early in the year to multiple promoters, and it's you got to do more than just circle track racing. Sure, we're traditionalists, and that's what we really grew up on. That's what we really enjoy. And I'm sure there's plenty of other people that are just like, "Nah, we are not doing the crash and bash and bus racing stuff because that's not what we like," and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Sometimes you got to do the things you don't like to do. The things.
Mm-hmm.
You need to do stuff that you don't want to do to get to do stuff that you want to do. And so this is kind of one of those times that if you're not really into the bus racing thing, that's fine. There's other tracks you can go to.
Well, and that's the nice thing about how Grundy arranges their schedule is the bus races are just part of the night. We got it's going to skip forward a little bit in the schedule here in the script here, but we've got Big Eights are having double features that night. Street Stocks, Sixers. We're doing the Midnight Ride again, which is a really fun concept. I'm not going to comment on how it looks because it's hard to see in the dark. But we got more than just buses that night.
Yeah, and so you're going to have packed stands for the buses, and get to see some real racing too, and hopefully that gets their interest and gets them wanting to come back on just a regular race night, and so it's exciting all around. I remember we've talked about it before, man. The Crash Fest out at Illiana, the line was out to 30,
out to 30,
even further than that sometimes, and that's exciting. That's good. That's good for the fairgrounds. That's good for the speedway. It's good for business. It's good for Preacher Man Dan down at the Grill Masters, and it's good for the Legion with the beer sales, and it's good for Aurelio's and pizza, and hell, it's good for us, and I guess some apparel sales, hopefully some program sales. That'd be awesome.
That would be.
I know, there's plenty of fans that come in. I think one time at a Crash Fest, Dad was sitting in the photo booth there. It wasn't really practice. It was more of just figuring out what to do until race time at 7. And I think Dad said somebody came down and bought a shirt that had, I think at the time it was like an iron. I think
it was Dave Weltmeyer.
DJ. It was DJ or And
it was something, because I remember him saying that.
Here.
Yeah, just to prove he was there.
Yeah, I'm sure that marriage ended in.
Oh, I'm sure they're still happily married.
Yeah, all because he brought home the shirt.
To prove he was at the racetrack.
Yeah, and you get all kinds of stuff like that. I know at Shady Hill, we've had some series come through, and Mom has mentioned that. We're just looking for something with Shady Hill on it, and so, so we have hats and other things there available. And so that's gonna be good to see the stands as full as I'm imagining them to be.
Yeah.
It's a when we talk buses, and I'm sure this is gonna be a fairly clean race. I think that's kind of
the early one usually is a lot cleaner than the Night of Thrills or the Night of whatever the late season bus race is. They're a little more rambunctious for that one.
Yeah. So
I know there's a lot of I got to keep this bus in good shape so I can race it again later this summer.
Yeah. So hopefully one flips and gets the crowd going wild. I know insurance and moms don't love it, but like Jeffrey said, if I'm not going to win the show, I'm going to be the show. So, and I'm sure a lot of them have that mentality, but also I want to race this in September too. So maybe one will risk it and go over, and hopefully I know I've seen some big smacks in the middle of the exit Illiana, and hopefully none of those really happen until it is time to really
that's part of figure eight racing.
Yeah,
got to learn how to manage that intersection.
Yeah, I think in like southern Indiana, man, like Anderson maybe. I mean, that's like a weekly show is figure eight racing, and these are
I know like Southern California at Irwindale they did figure eight all the time.
Yeah, like I would. Racing is wild enough. I don't know if I'd risk meeting someone in the middle of that X.
Yeah.
More power to them. I hope everyone has a good time out there and has a safe race, whether they end up on their side or not. But I hope it's a good time out there. And if you're in the area and you want to see some buses race, along with some late models and pier stocks, and Grundy's the spot,
Yep.
But we got plenty of other racing coming up this weekend.
And Grundy races Friday, too.
Grundy's racing Friday with a Crown Vic special, Mid-Ams, Pier Stock, Super Cups, and HSR.
Yep. I want to say this is the second leg of the VRS Realty Pure Stock Challenge where you get, I want to say Mike's throwing some extra money at the race. I can't remember if there's any extra laps or not, but, it's kind of just to kind of bolster that division, get more people to show up, racing for money. More money is always going to bring extra.
Yeah.
Both drivers, cars, drama.
We love drama. And then, of course, the figure eight school bus on Saturday the 6th with Big 8 double features, Street Stock Sixers, and the Midnight Ride.
Mm.
Fairbury's off this weekend. I don't know if they're doing anything, but they follow up next week on the 13th with HellTour 10,000 win super lates and 2,000 win modifieds. Let's see. Plymouth is this Saturday. They're doing.
Yep, this Saturday's the double play, which
double play.
was a lot of math. I didn't want to write it all down. They've got it on their Facebook page if you want to go. All I know is there's potentially a lot of money floating around for that race.
I've got a note here that says Facebook video explain too complicated. There's a lot going on there.
I'm glad somebody else is doing that math.
Yeah, not us. Let's see. HellTour kicks off 1 week from tonight's Tuesday. 1 week from tonight. They kick off at the Brownstown Boring. And then Wednesday the 10th, they're at Kankakee. We'll be there. And then Thursday the 11th is Peoria, which is potentially the last event at Peoria Speedway. The 12th is Tri-City I have written down, but there's a change. It's Coles County Speedway is going to take that night. So Friday the 12th is HellTour's at Coles County Speedway. Saturday the 13th I just mentioned is Falls. And then Sunday the 14th, HellTour is late models only at Sycamore Speedway. Let's see what else we got going on. Oh, also next week the 9th begins Indiana Midget Week, which is a big week. Sprints and midgets are very big in Indiana. So they are, let's see, Tuesday the 9th they're at Circle City.
I like how you phrase that. Midgets are big in Indiana.
We're canceled. Wednesday.
They're small cars.
Right. Yeah. Right. That's a term of endearment.
Something like that. Yeah.
Sure.
That's what they call the cars.
I'm sure of our 20 or 30 listeners, no one's gonna.
I'm sure most of them.
Nobody's canceling us. Let's see. Wednesday the 10th, Midget Week goes to Paragon. Thursday the 11th, they're at Lincoln Park. Friday the 12th, they're at Bloomington. Saturday the 13th, they're at Tri-State. And then Sunday the 14th, they wrap that up at Kokomo. Let's see. Kankakee is the weekly racing and vintage series this Friday night, June 5th, tonight when this releases. And then they follow it up Wednesday the 10th with the HellTour show with stock cars, sport compacts, and Crown Vic classes. So yes, get your negative thoughts out there now while you can. Don't worry, we're gonna ignore them and run our show the way we want to run it. Because it's expensive to bring in the HellTour, and
yep.
So the more the merrier. Let's give people all their money.
And that we kind of covered that with Tim. I can't remember if it was during our recording or the after show, but it's expensive bringing these teams in. Generally, the teams aren't paying the payout. You gotta come up with the payout for when you get a touring series in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I understand it from hey, this is a school night. Not that I think most people are out of school at this point. But it's a work night. Some of us have to be at work on Thursday.
In fact, I think one of the bus drivers from Morris Illinois Schools Community Service is going to drive their bus in the bus race now that it's off season. No, they're not. Don't quote me on that. That's not really happening. It'd be funny.
Well, I mean, Jeffrey does live in Morris.
It'd be funny if they did that. Does he drive a school bus? That would be awesome.
Oh, he's about to drive a school bus.
He's going to get a new job driving the kids. Anyway, let's see. So they raced the Wednesday the 10th. They're off Friday the 12th. What else do I have? Shady Hill Speedway. This Saturday, June 6th, is the weekly 4 classes plus the Midwest Vintage Racing Club, which gets out there. It's some more vintage sprints. That's about all I've seen show up. No other real race cars.
Well, you get vintage enough. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah. And they just make, 15 laps or so before the night and then an intermission. And if you're lucky, you'll see them wreck. I think I did last year. And then they are also off next week, June 13th. No racing at Shady Hill Speedway. Come back June 20th with the weekly. Somebody might be off that week, actually. We'll confirm later. But the American Sprint Car Tour makes their first visit to Shady Hill. Outside of those tracks,
Hey, we got mini wedges on the 7th.
Autograph Day for the mini wedges. Get your card orders in because it's already.
Okay, I was gonna say, by the time you're seeing this, it's too late.
It's too late. Let's see. So what do we have going on? Kind of the next couple weeks here. I've got Berlin Money in the Bank 150 is June 10th. ASA Midwest Tours out at Norway, Michigan on June 6th. Mid-Am Series heads out to Iowa to Hawkeye Downs on the 13th. Midwest Trucks go to Marshfield on June 13th. Montpelier, I think, is off because I only have June 13th written here, which is their summer kickstart. Sorry. Butler has Autograph Night this Saturday, and then they follow it up with the GLS Series that was just at Shady Hill. But really, so this gets dropped Friday. It's Hell Week.
Now you're doing math.
So, yeah. Well, Wednesday night will have been Flow Night Racing in America at Eldora, which is the prelim to the prelims of the Dream. So, yes, it is Dream Week. Thursday's night prelim will have already happened when this gets released. Or if you're lucky, it might get released during prelim night 1 if I'm ahead on.
If you're on it.
Yeah. And then, of course, Saturday night will be the finale for that $100,000 to win race. And right now it looks like they've got 83 entries for the weekend. Owasso Race for the Million will have already happened, so I don't know why I'm commenting on it now, but we can see who won that. It airs, as of right now, it airs tomorrow, but when this releases, it will have aired 2 days ago. Okay, so hopefully you got your bets in and won. Yeah, so a lot of races.
Grundy's got next weekend. They got a street stock special Friday, and then Saturday, second leg of the six-pack summer shootout, six-pack super late model summer series. There we go. We're doing a junkyard dog triple 30 in honor of Larry Schuler, who, once again, put on a hell of a race Friday night. And from what I understand, he did that whole thing without brakes.
Sometimes you're good. Sometimes you're lucky. But I guess I probably wrote a bunch down, kind of getting a few weeks out ahead because after the HellTour show Wednesday night, sounds like we're leaving town like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Oh, yeah, you're running away again.
I am driving the U-Haul down to Florida. Don't worry, it's not mine. My mother-in-law's and her husband's. They have bought, they have offered, they have accepted the counteroffer, they have closed. The keys are theirs to the house in Florida. So I have drawn the lucky straw because I've drawn the short
You
straw.
didn't draw a straw. You happen to have a CDL.
Yeah, I have a CDL and I drive for a living. So, although if you watch my milestone anniversary video, I will tell you that I am a professional beer guy, semi-professional truck driver. I do way more physical.
And sometimes he takes pictures.
Yeah, sometimes I take pictures and do design work. I'm looking at my pile stacked up to 6 inches tall of things I got to get done this week. And here I sit talking to you about racing.
Well, I know Mom appreciates it. Aaron will have some criticisms or critiques, I guess.
Yeah, I hope somebody critiques me.
Well, Travis will like it. Kyle should like it.
Yeah, right.
Dirty Bob, he's always good for a. I saw he mowed Gary Gasper's lawn, so
it's almost like he does it every other week.
Just about.
Or at least.
Well, Gary was talking about the neighbors, throwing out blankets and having picnics.
Maybe he does it every week, but Gary only posts about it every other week. But yeah, it's full on race season. We are almost racing, 10 days a week here in the Midwest. It feels that way, but it's exciting. Get a Flow Racing subscription, get a Dirt Vision subscription, get a Racing America subscription.
Get your butt to a racetrack.
Well, we work during the week, so it can be tough. But try to.
Didn't you just say?
Yeah, So if you can't get to the racetrack, at least you can stream it and continue supporting it. But yeah, I mean, if you're free and you can get to the racetrack, get there, buy a hot dog, buy a beer, support the tracks, support our supporters, support the racers.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Watch the support divisions. Well, yeah. Sometimes those are better races.
Yeah. I'm sure it's exciting to see Jonathan Davenport or who's a big asphalt late model guy right now, Ty Majeski, seeing those guys race. But when they're hooked up, they're hooked up. It could be a boring race, Doesn't matter if you got 83 of the top late model drivers in the country in the parking lot in the pits, or if you've got 6 local boys that just beat and bang each other. That sounds terrible. If they just race each other, really tough.
Rubbin's racing.
That's right. So enjoy it while we got it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it while we got it. You see Peoria situation, you see Spoon River situation, you wonder who the next one is, and then you see the drama complaints about rules about the bomber class, undercar class, and everyone's wondering why we don't get any, and then you go to Shady Hill and there's 30 something of them.
Yeah.
So we had 13 late models Saturday night at Shady Hill.
Yeah.
I mean, we wrecked 6 of them, but we had 13 of them, which is exciting, and there's right. A lot of young talent in there, and I hope they learn quick. Late models are expensive, so I hope these kids learn quick. And ironically, it was the old vets that all wrecked Saturday night.
Yeah, funny how that works out.
Yeah. So it's exciting time. Summer's just around the corner, but man, it's warm enough. Basically, it is summer. And
I'm gonna have to pull out the spare cooler for this weekend.
Yeah. So get to the track, support the racers, support the advertisers, support the sponsors, so we can keep doing this thing. But of course, we can't get out of here without doing our one positive, and I'm gonna go first.
Go for it.
Not that she listens, and if she does, I guess I'll eat my words. But I got quite the compliment from Deb Smith, Evan Eckhoff's mom. And obviously she really likes what I do anyway, and she's not afraid to say it. And that's one thing I could probably say to like most people is for every like 10, 15 negative people, there's about twice as many positive people. They just don't say it. So
right.
If you've got a compliment to somebody, even if it's, hey, I like your hat, or as simple as that, or just like, I like the way
I like your hat.
I know you do. I made it. And you paid for it.
Hey, yeah.
Don't be afraid to compliment somebody, man. You can turn somebody's day around. And I
almost feels like that's deeper than racing.
It is very deeper than racing. But a couple weeks ago, I was kind of doing the hemming and hawing of like, is this worth it? Am I really doing everything right? And Deb had put an order in, and when I showed up Friday at Kankakee to give it to her, I found her in the kitchen, and she just looked at me like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you in the kitchen? And I was like, didn't you order these? And she goes, oh, yeah, I did. And I was just ready to hand the photo to her in the envelope and walk out. She pulled them all out and went through them, and she was just like, and of course, it's her son. Of course she likes them. But the one that really stuck with me is when she showed, she held up the 8x10 of Evan. He was kind of kneeling on his four-wheeler, kind of looking over the pit chute, and she's like, this is just so beautiful. This tells a story. And like that just, it really sat with me, because I tell myself that all the time, is like, take good pictures, but like tell a story,
Yeah.
Photography is an art. Design is an art. AI sucks. And I will die on that hill with you. It's convenient for things. I get it. But it does suck. There's no human touch to it. There's no unique quality to it. It's all the fucking same. And so I will die on that
Oh,
hill.
touched a nerve.
I will die on that hill that AI sucks as far as art goes. It's very nice when you're running like math numbers and it can do your math equation lickety split.
Even then, I've seen a lot of.
Teachers did say I'm not going to walk around with a calculator. I got a whole ass computer in my pocket now. But I really appreciated that comment, and I know other people probably think it, and I know Mom gets a lot of compliments at the booth about how good of a job we do just on our photography, but also all the other shit we do. Here's our we do cups, we do magnets, we do we do so much shit, and when you think about going back to the Andy Grod days, the Stan Kalinske days, Bob Ellman, all they had were prints, and they were good. Mm-hmm. They were awesome. That was the intent. We found ourselves in a spot where we needed to diversify if we want to continue doing this, because selling images in a digital world is very difficult. Even still, our dollar downloads are still difficult to sell, and I get some people are kids without credit cards that can purchase these things, and like that's why we do leave enough of an image that people can share them, but they're going to have the big watermark logo on them.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have options. Talk to us, but yeah, getting compliments like that is very reassuring that we're doing things right.
Yeah,
that's my one positive this week.
Okay, how am I going to follow that?
Thanks for listening. Links, subscribe.
Well, no, I've got to do a one positive, otherwise it doesn't count.
Yeah. This mic drop from me. You can. Your one positive is that I finally joined you on the hill of AI sucks.
No, I don't think you are never not on that hill. I've just shown you enough of the hill. Because Brian gets to see all the stuff that I send to him while I'm at work, complaining about the stuff I get at work.
It was like the scene out of Titanic, like move over. So I can climb up on there with you.
Yeah.
You're taking up the whole thing.
Right. Now, my one positive this week, is it cliche if I say people? But, it really...
I could have said people. But
you could have, but and I'll be a little more vague than you, but, take this with a grain of salt, because this, it's a little it's a little touchy in spots, but realistically, just seeing Caleb win the super late models. He was race director at Grundy, was it last year before? Anyway, for a little while, he was part of the staff, and there are some disagreements. Things happen. It's racing. There's always drama in racing. Brian's either telling me 2 years ago or Peace, one of the two. So 2 years ago. But, just...
I was out there covering.
Because, you were there because...
he said I'm not allowed back.
Right, because it rained that night.
No, it didn't rain. We just took forever. It was like
11
o'clock,
right.
And you're like, wow, it's so late. And I'm like, wow, it's so early.
Well, either way, I think Brown Guy will still let you come in. But, just seeing the receiving line he had, Mike and Rich were down there and everybody congratulating him. Really, it's, the people like that, Mike, Rich, Jeffrey, the people that we talked about it a little bit during the interview, the little stuff that you don't notice, the fact that the lines are painted on the track, the fact that the walls are painted on the track, the fact that, we don't have tenants in our photo booth during the week, because we're I hate to say this because it sounds so narcissistic, but we're kind of celebrity. We're out there, the face of the infield. We're visible. People see what we're doing. People watch us on here. We're recognizable. We're getting to the point where people will come say hi to us. I have no idea who that is. But, the positive here really is like Mike and Rich, the fire crew, the fair board at Grundy, the people that you don't really get to see. Joe DeBello flying up every week from his home in Florida to come put on a show. The people that aren't the face of the product, that that really are what keeps the track going.
Yeah.
You know, Billy and Tammy at Shady Hill, yeah, they're somewhat famous, but you know, you go down and you got Tammy and Coral, Tammy's mom down there in the pit booth, Sierra that's, you know, running back and forth doing everything she does.
Bridget.
You know, Rhonda making sure the urinal cakes are all going the right direction and the right color.
I forget what's her job this year.
And Brian's checking his notes, but yeah, you know, it's the yeah, you can get your Shady Hill programs there at whichever booth sells them.
The concession stand, the bar. Yeah, this is.
I like that. Yeah, the Kankakee
like
getting the back cover there. That's nice.
Yeah. If you happen to get one, $5 off at Kankakee County General Admission. Hey, look at that! June 10th, Summer Nationals. Come
hey,
on out.
Man, that's some marketing right there.
Yeah. Well, I know a guy. And all right, let me see. What is she doing this? Oh, Rhonda is the super glue tester this year.
Oh, there you go. Got to make sure that Kragel's working.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my one positive is all the people that work either behind the scenes or under the scenes or
all the concession
hiding in a truck, all the concession stand workers.
Cheeseburgers don't make themselves.
You know, exactly. You know, preacher gets all the praise, but all of his kitchen workers that make sure I've got something with as little fat as possible to make sure that I'm not going to be utilizing the infield porta potty a lot.
I swear, if you milk this any longer, I'm going to cancel you. I'm not inviting you into the recording. Are we officially at like 3 months now? You've been milking this golf and everything?
I mean, realistically, when I was talking to the doctor a while back, and thinking back through all the symptoms, it's been a thing longer than I thought. But I think that's kind of how it works: is you don't put the symptoms together as being a thing until they all stack up. And it's like, wait a minute.
Brackets last October. Have you taken the bracelet off yet, or you still got that on?
Yeah. No, I get a new bracelet every week from the track.
from the hospital.
The way everything got scheduled, it kind of feels like it.
Yeah, no kidding. Anyway, well, happy that you're back healthy. We're very appreciative and thankful of all the staff members, infield wreckers, concession ticket takers,
promoters' moms,
promoters, the people behind the scenes. I know Kankakee posted that. I don't know who the guy is. I've seen him out there a bunch, but I don't know who he is personally. That we had a situation Friday. Bill Yonko was announcing hot laps and then came out for opening ceremonies and no mic. You know, bop, nothing, not hearing anything. They smoked the board, I think.
Ooh.
And so the guy that I've seen, I don't know who he is, was out there yesterday, I think, replacing it all. So, you know, stuff like that. And of course, in the background, I don't know if it's Billy or Evan, but somebody's, or maybe Matt, somebody was in the water truck taking care of the track surface. You know, this thing is all day, every day, 24/7. You know, that's how running a business goes. I know some of you have your own businesses, and you know what it's like. You know, obviously we have our businesses. It's kind of one business. We're just kind of
the various arms of our conglomerate.
We're a giant, small media conglomerate.
That's why it's Goodacre Enterprises.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're thankful for all of them, and thankful for all of our supporters, S4 Motorsports, Damn It videos, and of course After Hours mowing. I think at this point I'm just gonna ask him to do my yard. I cannot keep.
There you go.
It sucks. So if you're in my situation,
I hear tell he's good at it.
Yeah, if you're in my situation, call him up, get him to mow your lawn. When winter comes around, he'll clean your driveway and sidewalk too. Maybe not your sidewalk, at least your driveway, so you can get out and get to work in the morning. So you appreciate him supporting us. I think that's it. Hopefully you're watching the Dream on Flow, or
hopefully you're watching us.
Well, yeah. This week, I hope you're watching the Dream if you're not at Eldora. or you've made it to Berlin, or what was the other one doing? Owasso. Those are kind of close. Hope you make it to some HellTour shows. I know they're kind of all over Illinois and Wisconsin and Iowa here early, but they do make their way to Indiana and Michigan. They're late in the tour. I think first, second week of July. I think they go down to Tennessee at some point too, which is kind of neat. I think last year they went to Arkansas for a race. Like they're expanding quite a bit. This is their 40th year of running the HellTour, which is really, really awesome. And I think Shannon Babb, it's either Shannon Babb or Billy Moyer Jr.'s got the most all-time wins in the HellTour series. So we'll see if they join it all to keep that going, or if somebody starts ripping a few off and not starting to closing in on them. But as always, get to the racetrack, support the racetracks, support the racers, support the sponsors and advertisers, support all of those that support us and what we do. And we look forward to seeing you at the racetrack.
Yep.